Horse players, the best of racing is always at Los Alamitos, with action-packed racing featured every single night. Trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby will headline this Saturday night program. Top sophomores set to race include Rockin' with Energy, the runner-up in the Grade 1 Ed Burke Million, and multiple Futurity finalists Optical Illusion. And don't forget about the big pools at Los Alamitos. The early Pick 4 had a pool of nearly 180,000 last Sunday, while the total pool in the Pick 6 was over 160,000 last Sunday. Our first post on Saturday night follows the final race at Santa Anita. Looking for a great spot to enjoy the live and simulcast racing action? The Vessels Club has a great table just for you. Inside seating and patio tables are available. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. And of course, Burgart Sports Bar is open for every live racing program. The best of racing, always, at Los Alamitos. Remember, the trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby headline Saturday's card.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Alrighty. Time to get started with the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this almost Friday, Thursday Race Day show. Coming to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world here in the South Point studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex right on the fabulous strip in Las Vegas. We welcome you to the show. And, of course, we're going to be an exciting weekend coming up here because of the all of the, obviously, the I'm hearing the open again. All right, we're going to keep talking, even though I can hear the open, and I just thought maybe we should do it over again, but maybe not. Anyhow, take two. We welcome you to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Thursday, almost Friday, but it's Thursday. Coming to you live and direct from this gaming capital, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here from the South Point Studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on the fabulous Strip here in Vegas. Okay, now, got a lot of stuff to cover today. First of all, the weather, all right? Now, last weekend, we had the big racing going on at Fairgrounds, and the weather bypass there, although it was going through the weather bypass, there was a great day there. Now, we're coming up to the Pegasus World Cup this weekend on Saturday at Gulfstream Park. We have the Eclipse Awards there in Florida, right by Gulfstream Park tonight as well. But now all of that bad weather that's going through, and I'm talking about through the Gulf part of, Texas, Louisiana, right through Arkansas, Missouri, and on up through Tennessee, etc. It's going to bypass southern Florida. So it looks like we're going to have a great racing weekend as far as weather is concerned, also at Gulfstream Park for the big Pegasus World Cup as well. But there will be some racetracks that will be working under the weather conditions this week as the fronts go through. Right now here in Las Vegas, it's cloudy but clear. On the West Coast, it's clear as a bell. But like I say, that big weather pattern of rain and some parts way up in the Northeast are going to be snow. It's making its way through now, and we'll wait and see. No cancellations, though. Seems like the racing will be just fine around the country. Some tracks might be off, but racing will be fine around the country. They just came out with the stakes program for the special 4-day Belmont Stakes meet at Saratoga. Listen to this. On the 4-day Belmont Stakes meet at Saratoga for the 4 days on the Belmont Stakes weekend, it's called the Belmont Racing Festival at Saratoga. There will be 23 stakes races contested over those 4 days, and of course highlighted by the Belmont Stakes. And the purse money is going up as well. So they're going to have, that's going to be a nice little nugget, the third jewel of the Triple Crown there at Saratoga. And we have a couple of announcements to make for you today. Dave Valento, the Track Phantom, has offered us, all of the Race Day listeners, and those of you watching here at the South Point Studios YouTube site, don't forget, if you're watching us on South Point Studios, go to YouTube, get the South Point Studios, and hit subscribe. It's free, and you get all this good stuff going on, all right? Make sure you do that. And, of course, all of you listening through our radio stations, websites, etc. But Dave Valento, who is the Track Phantom, has given us, he emailed me this morning, and he wanted to give this to the Race Day fans out there, the listeners and the watchers out there, all of you on Race Day today. He's given us an offer of free picks, a free Pick 5 sheet for Turfway Park, because tonight Turfway Park's carryover in their Pick 5 is exceeding $120,000. Now, as you can see on the screen right now, for those of you watching, you can see on the screen right now the website you go to and the promo code that you put in. For those of you listening to us, his website is trackphantom.com, trackphantom, spell out the words, trackphantom.com. The promo code is 449, numerals 449. That's when you get to the website, you get the go for the Turfway Park Pick 5 sheet, and when you get to the area where it says the pay for area, etc., just put in the promo code 449 and it'll be free to you. That's today for the Race Day listeners for the Pick 5 at Turfway Park, courtesy of Track Phantom Dave Valento. And we're going to have Dave on our shows and ensuing shows along the way as we lead up to the Kentucky Derby with some good Kentucky Derby trends and situations for the Derby, trying to point us to the winner of the Run for the Roses this year. But that is for today, okay? And I want to bring in Jonathan Hardoon right now. Jonathan, can we bring Jonathan in? All right, Jonathan. What do you have, a squeaky chair or a barking dog?
Both.
Okay. Anyhow,
it's the barking dog that's giving me a hard time.
That's fine. We love the animals, so don't worry about that. Yesterday, Yeah, he's improving too. Yesterday, you gave out 2 picks, one at Gulfstream Park, and that selection for balanced coverage here. That selection,
No bueno.
no bueno. That selection ran out. Okay, so that one went out. And you gave a ninth race at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's ninth race. He had Ready to Fly. Remember, we were talking about that. And Ready to Fly got up and won the race and paid $860. He was 8-1 on the morning line, but he was 4-1 going into the starting gate, Jonathan. And he finishes up and pays $8. An argument for another time. You know what we think about that. But the horse paid $860. But here's the deal, and I'll get this right away here. Turn this thing on. I get a text from a listener out there. All right. Here's what he said. I saw that Tampa Bay had a pick 5 carryover, so I put a ticket together for $562. Then he said I decided not to bet it. But then I heard Hardoon on the show give out the last race. So I decided to single that horse in the last leg, cut my ticket down to $112.50. He then put the ticket in and singled your horse in the last race in the pick 5. He said when Hardoon's horse won in the last few steps to beat the even money favorite, he said he won the pick 5 that paid $10,649. $10,649 for a listener of the show who singled your horse, cut his ticket down, was affordable then, and put the ticket in. Of course, he had to handicap the first 4 winners as well, but your singleton gave him the impetus to make the bet, and he won over $10,649. He says, thanks to John and your show. What about that, Jonathan?
It pays to listen to Race Day Las Vegas.
And we hope it continues to do that. You know, this is a cyclical thing. You know, we go in ebb and flows, but
go up and down.
But congratulations, Jonathan. Really, the listener appreciated it, and so do we on the show. And now we'll let you go ahead and feed the dog, and we'll get back to you right after the first break. Okay? Thanks a lot, my man.
Yes.
All right. So anyhow, so we got Dave's picks coming to you free of charge today for the late pick 5 at Turfway, and we'll put up that graphic a little bit later on when we do it again. And Jonathan's going to try to keep us rolling with his selections as well. Also, our friends at Woodbine, you know that we do Woodbine for you. Our friends at Woodbine said they sent me an email as well that said that the Mohawk Harness Racing in Canada, Mohawk Harness Racing, Woodbine, of course, is the proprietor of that. The Mohawk Harness has a jackpot high 5 going into Saturday. That's going to be a mandatory on Saturday. They're expecting that to hit around $200,000. So for you harness players out there, Mohawk Harness, the jackpot high 5 that is a mandatory Saturday night should exceed $200,000, and that'll all go on Saturday night, okay? So all of that good stuff happening there. I think we ought to go to our first break, and when we come back, we'll have your racing menu. Don't forget, we got Jonathan back with us for more selections. We're going to go over the 3 big Pegasus World Cup races on Saturday, take an overview of that. Rich Eng should be along with us to give us an update on the NFL championship, the conference championship games. And, of course, John Lindo as well. We gave Jerry Jackowitz the day off. So Jerry won't be with us today, but everybody else will, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Horse players, the best of racing is always at Los Alamitos, with action-packed racing featured every single night. Trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby will headline this Saturday night program. Top sophomores set to race include Rockin' with Energy, the runner-up in the Grade 1 Ed Burke Million, and multiple Futurity finalists Optical Illusion. And don't forget about the big pools at Los Alamitos. The early Pick 4 had a pool of nearly 180,000 last Sunday, while the total pool in the Pick 6 was over 160,000 last Sunday. Our first post on Saturday night follows the final race at Santa Anita. Looking for a great spot to enjoy the live and simulcast racing action? The Vessels Club has a great table just for you. Inside seating and patio tables are available. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. And of course, Burgart Sports Bar is open for every live racing program. The best of racing, always at Los Alamitos. Remember, the trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby headline Saturday's card.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this almost Friday, Thursday. Just a quick note about that big racing festival, the Belmont Racing Festival going on at Saratoga. That'll be June 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. June 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Of course, that's the weekend of the Belmont Stakes, which will be held at Saratoga. We already went into that because they're refurbishing Belmont Park. They can't run on the racetrack at Belmont, so they're going to do it at Saratoga. 23 stakes races over those 4 days. And the stakes are going to exceed $10 million in purse value. It's going to be something else. They're scrambling up in Northern California with Golden Gate closing in June. A group of owners, breeders, and trainers are scrambling to start a race meet late September at the Cal Expo Fairgrounds in Sacramento. Remember, they're having talks about that at the California Horse Racing Board meetings. So they're trying to get that together. Or at Pleasanton, at the Alameda County Fairgrounds at Pleasanton, as serving as a replacement for the lack of racing at Golden Gate. I can tell you this, either one of those places would be fine, but Pleasanton is just such a great town and a great place to run races. That would not be a bad alternative, that's for sure. All right, time to get to the racing menu of racetracks available today in the Racebook, simulcast centers and racetracks around the country. Want to remind you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on this show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're listening here in Las Vegas at Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM, which is our radio stations here simulcasting our shows, and of course, if you're listening anywhere else in the Pacific time zone, these will be the first post times that roll out in our race books. But you know that we go worldwide, like right here from this studio, the South Point studio, on YouTube, worldwide, and certainly on our websites that we stream our show audio with the website there at racedaylasvegas.com.vegas.world.global. And your iPhone and your Android, you can get us there as well. Just get the KSHP app and put it on your device, and you can hear us now. So you might be in another time zone. And certainly anybody who listens to the multitude of podcasting platforms that we're on, simply put, however, wherever you're at, remember that the first post times we broadcast on the show are Pacific. If you're not in it, adjust to it. I don't want you to miss anything, like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? Here we go. We begin with the racing menu at Gulfstream Park. Remember, by the way, everybody, tonight is the Eclipse Awards, the Horse Racing's Oscar Awards, the Eclipse Awards. It'll be broadcast on FanDuel TV, the racing television network. Starting at, the coverage will start at 3:30. The actual ceremony will start at 5 p.m. Pacific time from the Breakers Palm Beach in Florida. That's the Eclipse Awards. It can also be streamed on NTRA.com, DRF.com, and quite a few other websites there. So it's our night to give away the hardware. Anyhow, Gulfstream Park has a first post time of 9:10 today. They have 9 races. They got a nice jackpot going there. $627,159 in the Pick 6 jackpot. That's the cash sitting there. But they're going to offer $850,000 if you're the single ticket today. Gulfstream Park, single ticket winner, $850,000 in the jackpot Pick 6. First post time at Gulfstream for their 9 races today is at 9:10 on Eclipse Award Day. All right, next comes Mahoning Valley Racecourse. Mahoning Valley Racecourse has a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $24,555. They have 8 races at Mahoning and a first post time there of 9:45. Fairgrounds in New Orleans, they might be finding some muddy conditions there at Fairgrounds because the weather pattern is going through there right now. But they got 10 races at the Fairgrounds, and their first post time at the Fairgrounds is set at 10:45. And they got full fields. Most of the races there are full fields at the Fairgrounds. They got a small pick 6 carryover. It's not a jackpot, a regular pick 6 carryover, $3,125. And a first post time again of 10:45 at Fairgrounds for their 10 races. Sunland Park has 9 races today. Sunland Park's first post time is 11:25, and they'll all be thoroughbred races. They got a regular pick 5 carryover, small as it is, at $722, but it's not a jackpot, a regular pick 5 carryover at Sunland. And again, their first post time there at Sunland Park set at 11:25. Then we get to Turfway Park. 10 races tonight at Turfway. Full fields, no doubt about it, full fields there at Turfway. But they're pick 5, a regular pick 5 carryover, not a jackpot. $120,059 in the pick 5 at Turfway Park and a first post time at 2:55. And we'll give you that offer from Dave Valento for a pick 5 sheet in just a moment or two. We continue with our menu. We'll be next going to Penn National. They have 7 races at Penn National. Their first post time is at 3 p.m. They've got a super high 5 jackpot carryover of $1,274. First post time at 3 p.m. Delta Downs has 8 races from the Bayou. Their first post time is 3:05. And Charlestown Races has 9 races today. And they wrap up the menu. Charlestown Races pick 6 jackpot carryover, $8,164. And the first post time of 4 p.m. And that is your racing menu for today. All righty. I'm going to go to Jonathan Hardoon, but for all of you out there that didn't expect this offer from Dave, and I know you're scrambling maybe for a pen or a pencil or a piece of paper, what we'll do is we'll give you, again, that offer when we come back off of this break with Jonathan, so you can get prepared for that. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. I assume it's the late pick 5 carryover. Is that correct? When there's a carryover?
Yes, I would think so, yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, ask your dog.
My son's dog, I'm stuck babysitting because he had to go to Gulfstream. They had a horse running in the Pegasus, so one of the races tomorrow. So.
All right. Well, let's get. We might as well get into those races. Which race is it?
He's in a turf race. The horse's name is Full Count Felicia. I believe it's the 8th race. It's maybe the 7th race.
All right. If it's the Pegasus World Cup Filly Mare Turf, that's going to be the 10th race. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 5 horse, Full Count Felicia. I think she's a little bit over her head, but on her best day, she certainly has a shot to hit the board.
All right, so we've got a full field there. There's 12 and an also eligible. Be My Sunshine's the also eligible in the race, but it looks like favoritism is going to be at Star Fortress, an Irish bred, trained by Sherry DeVoe, ridden by Louis Saez. She's 5-2 on the morning line.
Yeah, she had one start in this country back at Churchill Downs on November 23rd, and she ran very, very well that day. She's been freshened up since. She's the horse to beat, but it is a pretty competitive race.
Ryan Moore's in town. At least he has him out in the Filly Mare Turf for Todd Pletcher, Cairo Consort, but that's an outsider at 15-1. And it looks like it is a darn competitive field. We got Fluffy Socks in there with Irad for Chad. We got Queen Goddess, Tyler Gaffleone there for Michael McCarthy. Dita is also in the race. Jose's riding for that connection there. So it looks like a pretty good wide open World Cup Filly Mare Turf.
It is, and Ryan Moore has 3 mounts on the card, the 8th, the 10th, and the 12th. So he's in 3 of the big races.
All right, well, let's move on then to the Pegasus World Cup Turf itself. That's the open race for not only fillies, but colts and geldings. And in this race. You got a darn good field, and again, it's oversubscribed. You got 12 in it. You have 2 also eligibles that are trying to get in with the late scratches. Warm Heart, Ryan Moore for Aidan O'Brien is at 9-5 on the morning line and is the favorite in the race. And the American horse, Jerry the Nipper for Todd Pletcher and Jose Ortiz. That's a long shot, but the American favorite is Integration. Tyler Gaffleon riding for Shug McGahee at 3-1.
Yeah, Warm Heart was terrific. If you remember his Breeders' Cup race, when she got beat by the horse that beat her, got a fantastic ride, Inspiration, and I forget the horse's name, but she ran second. She got beat in neck. In Spiral, I believe the horse's name was that beat her, and she ran. That was a Breeders' Cup, turf classic. So obviously, that's a serious horse. The horse earned over $1.6 million in just 10 starts. So she's going to be tough to beat, but she is beatable.
Now, Chad Brown's got a horse in this race, and he's been, he's proficient with stakes horses and turf races. But I got to tell you, he's had a horrible start for him at Gulfstream since December 9th. He's 0 for 26.
He's more like 0 for 30 something, I believe, at this point. The 0 for 26 was a few days ago, and he raced a few horses since then.
Yeah.
The problem that he has that I heard from the inside is that he has a barn at Par Meadows where they're all stabled, and Par Meadows turf course has not been open. It doesn't open for another few days or maybe next week sometime. So usually he trains these horses over that turf course, and he's not getting the opportunity to do that. That could be a reason that they're not running well yet. And at Gulfstream, you can't work on the turf. So if you have a turf horse and you're stuck down there, you've got big troubles unless you ship up to Tampa Bay, which I guess he didn't do with all these horses. So.
Well, we know that he's stacking it up for the big racing card at Gulfstream on Saturday. I believe there's 13 races. The World Cup, the main event, the Pegasus World Cup itself, will be the 13th and final race. But he's got 14 horses entered over the card on Saturday for Pegasus World Cup. So let's hope he gets off the schneid, because he's too good a trainer, to be that with that kind of record. That's for sure.
Chances are, if he has 14 going, he's going to break the cold streak and win at least a couple of them. But let's see what happens.
As they say, he'll get off the schneid. That's for sure. All right, then we do move to the Pegasus World Cup Invitational, and from the rail out, number 1 is Nimitz Class. Edgar Zayas for George Weaver. The 2 is O'Connor, Chilean bred. Paco Lopez riding for Safi Joseph Jr. The 3, Dynamic 1. Irad Ortiz for Todd Pletcher. The 4 is Hoist the Gold. John Velasquez riding for Dallas Stewart. The 5 is Trademark. Fernando de la Cruz for Victoria Oliver. The 6 is Senor Buscador, Junior Alvarado for Todd Fincher. The 7 is National Treasure. Flavian Pratt's going to ride for Bob Baffert there, 9-5 on the morning line as the favorite. The 8 is First Mission, Luis Saez for Brad Cox, your man, at 7-2. The 9 is Grand Aspen, Jose Ortiz for Todd Pletcher. The 10 is Il Miracolo, Javier Castellano for Antonio Sano. The 11 is Krupi. Frankie de Torres going out there to ride for Todd Pletcher on that one. The 12 is Skippy Long Stockings, Tyler Gaffleon for Safi Joseph Jr. And the also eligible, looking in to try to get in with a scratch there. The also eligible is Castle Chaos. Gaffleon would ride there for for Robert Falcone if he gets in. Tyler will have to make a decision if his other horse in the body of the field is not scratched. But anyhow, that's the field. You know what? It turned out to be a darn good field.
It's a great field, and it's a great betting race, Ralph. I'll tell the listeners of the show, make sure you tune in on Saturday, because I love a big price horse in there.
Oh, love it.
Make sure you're listening on Saturday.
All right. Oh, what a tease that was, my man. I know the guy that hit the pick 5 at Tampa Bay will be listening. That's for sure. All righty. Well,
listening again today, because we deserved at least a listen back.
Yes, I'm sure he's listening. I'm sure he's right close to the monitor. That's for sure. Well, do you think National Treasure should be? I know he last year he won the Preakness, right?
Yeah, but he's 9-5 in a race like that. That's loaded. I don't know. Good luck to him. He won the Preakness by a head, like you said. But this is a much better field, believe it or not. And I think he's up against it. He could win. Don't get me wrong. But at 9-5, he's must play against.
All right. I want to mention one thing. Your dog is not in pain. Your dog is just barking because he wants to get on the air with you. Come on.
He's a puppy.
Bring him over. Bring him over. There he is. There he is.
Say hi to everybody, Archie.
Okay, there you are, my man. Oh, pretty dog. Pretty dog. He's okay. See how he just wants love. Come on.
That's all.
We're animal lovers here. We don't want PETA on our back, okay, buddy? We don't want no PETA on our back, okay? In any case, that's going to be the field there. Now, you teased well with the fact that you got a nice long shot for that race, and we will wait until Saturday to get that out. But I want to remind everybody that you're doing an extensive sheet for Gulfstream Park, as you did today for Pegasus World Cup Day as well, right?
Every racing day we do Gulfstream, New York, and California, and Oakland when they decide to run.
Yeah, you're going to be busy with 4 of them. Anyhow, whoops, he dropped off. The dog has. Well, tell the dog to hit it back. That's all. Anyhow, do we have you? We still have you, though, right? Okay. So here's what we're going to do, Jonathan. Give me your picks, and I'll broadcast them out to the folks. All right. All right, we got to remind everybody that I can hear you, but the people out there can't hear you, but they are seeing it on the screen. Race 9 at Gulfstream Park, number 1, General's Duty. Irad Ortiz Jr. riding at 7-2. So in the 9th race, you're going to come right back with Irad on the 1, General's Duty. And that is the 1 horse, again, in the 9th race at Gulfstream. That's Jonathan Hardoon's pick for the race day listeners. Now, Jonathan, I want you to give me your, do you have any other picks for today? I guess he's gone. All right, we did have technical difficulties. It was a bow wow technical difficulty, okay, folks? It wasn't with us, but the dog, I guess, maybe I shouldn't ask him to get up. Anyhow, we'll be right back on the Race Day Show. Jonathan's pick again for today at Gulfstream is in the 9th race, number 1, General's Duty, the 1 in the 9th. He has sheets for Gulfstream today as well. So we'll be right back. Don't go away. Rich Eng is next.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Alrighty, back on the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this almost Friday, Thursday Race Day show. You know, this town is starting to heat up now, and then you can feel the anticipation of the Super Bowl getting here. And as soon as the big games are over this weekend and we know exactly who's coming in for the Super Bowl, it's going to be Katie bar to the door here in town. There are preparations all over, up and down the Strip. There are Super Bowl parties like you'll never see up and down the Strip. And in case you don't want to get caught up in all of the the hoopla out there on the Strip, and certainly with all the high prices that'll be, forthcoming for all of the events, etc., you can stop right here at the South Point because they have huge ballrooms on the second floor, several big ballrooms that'll all be open for the Super Bowl with huge monster-size screen TVs. Of course, you can do the betting here as well. They'll have kiosks up there, food and beverage, and it's going to be great. And the VIP party is by invitation only. The others will be free. You just come in and enjoy yourself. And certainly there's a package that you can do for the showroom as well. So stay tuned or go to the South Point website to find out about all of the Super Bowl celebrations that'll be here at the South Point. You have to worry about fighting the traffic on the Strip once it's over either. All right, time to go to, before we do that, I want to get Dave Valento's offer again on the screen. So here's the deal. Track Phantom, Dave Valento, with his service, offered. He got a hold of me this morning and offered a free Turfway Park Pick 5 sheet for the Pick 5 today to all of the Race Day listeners, all of the Race Day fans that are out there, free of charge. Now he takes his charge away from that. It's the Pick 5 at Turfway Park, the carryover exceeding $120,000. This is what you do. For those of you here watching on the streaming at YouTube, you can see it on the screen. You go to his website. For those of you listening, the website is trackphantom.com, trackphantom.com. When you get there, you click on, you get the Pick 5 sheet. When you get to the area where it says the checkout and for payment, you put the promo code in of 449, numbers 449. You put that in, and it won't charge you. You'll get it for free. Track Phantom offering the Pick 5 with the carryover today at Turfway Park. Okay? All right. Now let's bring in Rich Eng. Good morning, Richie.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. And I suggest all the listeners download Dave's very generous free promotion because Turfway Park is one of the trickiest tracks to try to handicap. One of the favorite calls from announcer Tony Calo is, who's it going to be? Because there's like 3, 4, 5 horses coming to the wire together.
And, that's almost normal operating procedure for the synthetic racetracks. It seems that in all the racing on synthetic racetracks around the country, all the horses seem to get on the dance floor at the top of the stretch, and then it's just, like almost a cavalry charge. Once in a while, a horse will break away. But normally, it's a thrilling drive through the stretch to find out who the winner is.
Yeah, a lot of jockeys have learned over the years of tappeta and synthetic surfaces to ride that like it's a grass race. So They take back and they charge late.
Yeah, and of course, our term there at Turfway Park, when we were working there together, they had a natural dirt course there, but now they got the all-weather tappeta, the synthetic footing, and it seems to be working out fine because they got a lot of horses. I mean, they've got an overabundance of stock going on day in and day out at Turfway. So that also what makes the Pick 5 a little bit more difficult, but Dave will help it out. And of course, in case folks are wondering, Track Phantom. Yes, the horse, that horse that is now co-leader as far as the Kentucky Derby Future Book points by winning the stakes race, was it last week, a couple of weeks ago, at the fairgrounds on the, the Louisiana Derby series there. He's tied for the lead for the points right now. I know there's a lot of points left to give, but that was a solid win, I thought, by Track Phantom, the horse, at fairgrounds.
Yeah, and if people follow me on Twitter, I also tweeted out a link to a story about the horse that Dave wrote himself about how the naming of the horse came about. It's a great story, and Dave's a really wonderful guy. I've had a chance to do some handicapping seminars with him here in Las Vegas, Ralph, and he is as knowledgeable as anybody.
Well, and he does the work too. He does so much studying going on. If you go to his website, he's got all these different divisions that you can get and back a lot of history of a lot of the big races, et cetera. But he does a lot of studying on the trends and little niches that seem to work out a lot better if you follow them than, what meets the eye. So hopefully we'll have Dave's update on some of the Kentucky Derby trends as we get closer to the Kentucky Derby here on the first Saturday in May. Now, Richie, I know you don't have a Santa Anita sheet today, but I do know that sometimes when you come on Wednesdays, you do handicapping and you look for simulcast plays. And do you have one today?
Yeah, I got a horse that what people call the light bulb theory. Light bulb theory is a horse who takes many, many starts to graduate, but a lot of times they're worth betting back the first time they face winners because all of a sudden, what they say, the light bulb goes on in their head and they realize, hey, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to finish first, not second or third. And I got one of those horses that we'll take a shot at the fairgrounds today, Ralph.
Okay.
Race number 9. It's a mile on the grass. It's a first level allowance race. And the light bulb horse is on the outside, number 11, Heckled. 6-1 in the morning line. This horse ran a huge race last time to win by daylight, 4 lengths plus. But 6-1, if we can get anything close to that, I think is a worthwhile investment because if this horse repeats that race, this horse is going to be right there with the others, maybe even enough to win. So I think the price, the value is worth it. So let's go with number 11, Heckled, race 9, fairgrounds.
9th race at the fairgrounds. Rich Eng's play for us today, simulcast play, the 11 Heckled, the 11. Hope he heckles the rest of the field and wins. The 11 is the play in the 9th race today at the fairgrounds. And Richie, you are right. Because a lot of times, remember, these horses are animals. And so a lot of times, when the horses lose, they normally just go back to the barn and they get their bath and all that. And they're walked in the walking ring to cool off before they go back to their stall after the race. But when you win the race, you go to the receiving barn. They do all of this great stuff around you. You get all this attention. You get a nice bath and all that stuff there. And you know that probably the groom or the owner are very happy with the win, probably gives them a little bit of sugar or whatever, et cetera. So they get this experience that they're really, they make them feel good. And with that, coupled with winning the race, these are thoroughbreds, and sometimes that does. That light bulb theory does work out a lot of times. All right, checking in with the football now. AFC, NFC championship games will be on Sunday. We're keeping an eye on the point spreads. Anything to update us on that?
No, the numbers are pretty static. The Ravens right now, number 320, are a 4-point favorite over the Kansas City Chiefs. And the 49ers, number 322, are a 7-point favorite over the Detroit Lions. I did look up the weather on weather.com while Jonathan and his puppy were on the air with you. that was so cute, Rob. I'm a dog lover, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, the weather in Santa Clara, where the 49ers field is, Sunday is 74 and sunny.
All right.
Which sounds as good as you're going to get for a football game. 74 and sunny for the 49ers Lions game. Mm-hmm. The Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs may have an issue, Ralph. High of 49, but there's a 93% chance of rain on Sunday. 93% chance according to weather.com. So, that could be a factor. And the only personnel update that I have is the fact that Deebo Samuel, who's one of the key offensive cogs for the Niners, did not practice yesterday. He was listed at 50-50, although he insists he's going to play. But, he still has to get clearance from the doctors. And usually most head coaches in the National Football League say that if you do not practice, you do not play.
Richie, let me ask you this. He is one of the key players for San Francisco. Do you think that would affect the point spread any?
Well, I don't know if he's enough to really affect the point spread. It's not like he's Christian McCaffrey or even Purdy, but it takes away a huge weapon from the offense. They do a lot with Deebo Samuel, not only throwing him the football, they put him in motion. They run a lot of jet sweeps with him. When he's on the field, the defensive coordinator for the other side has to be aware of wherever he is to make sure he's covered. So if he's not in the lineup, the other receivers have to move up a slot because Deebo's number one. somebody else has to become the number one if he doesn't play, and whoever the number two has to, moves up to that spot. And so he does affect the game plan. I don't know if he's going to actually affect the point spread, though.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on what's going on there day by day. And, of course, we'll get your selections on Sunday when the games are played. But in the meantime, we'll cash on Hickled in the 9th race today at the fairgrounds. Hey, thanks a lot, Rich.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right. We'll talk to Richie tomorrow, of course, when Santa Anita gets started again as well. All right. Listen, we don't have Jerry Jackowitz, but we do have John Lindo, and we'll take our final break, and we'll come back with John Lindo. And now let's see. We had Jerry... We had Richie, and now we had Jonathan with their pets on the show. And so I just want to remind you folks out there that we are pet lovers. In any case, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Horse players, the best of racing is always at Los Alamitos, with action-packed racing featured every single night. Trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby will headline this Saturday night program. Top sophomores set to race include Rockin' with Energy, the runner-up in the Grade 1 Ed Burke Million, and multiple Futurity finalists Optical Illusion. And don't forget about the big pools at Los Alamitos. The early Pick 4 had a pool of nearly 180,000 last Sunday, while the total pool in the Pick 6 was over 160,000 last Sunday. Our first post on Saturday night follows the final race at Santa Anita. Looking for a great spot to enjoy the live and simulcast racing action? The Vessels Club has a great table just for you. Inside seating and patio tables are available. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. And of course, Burgart Sports Bar is open for every live racing program. The best of racing, always at Los Alamitos. Remember, the trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby headline Saturday's card.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the Sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. Want to remind everybody out there that on the South Point Studio YouTube network that we're building here, we're on Wednesday through Sunday at 7 to 8 o'clock. But this is all Pacific time now. But you got to watch the other two shows. They are fantastic. Sports by the Book, weekdays from 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. That'll feature, of course, Chris Andrews, the sports director here, and Vinny Miliulo will be along. And on weekends, they are on from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. To get you set up. And certainly, as we march towards the Super Bowl, you got to watch not only Sports by the Book for all of this great information on the Super Bowl and a lot of props. They're going to be doing a show on all the prop bets as well. That's getting very popular. And Punchlines with Frank Nicotero. This guy is great. He's funny. You got to watch him. He's great entertainment from noon to 1 o'clock Monday through Friday. You really got to watch these shows. They are great, and I'm happy to be part of this family here. That's for sure. Now let's go to John Lindo standing by.
Hey, Ralphie, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. No dogs in the room?
Nope. I'm the big dog in the house.
All right, you got it, my man. Now, we were. I was talking with Jonathan Hardoon about the Pegasus World Cup races, and the Pegasus World Cup itself, the main event. We've got Bob Baffert's horse, National Treasure, who as a 3-year-old did win one of the Triple Crown races, but hadn't done much since. But he's flying out Flavien Prat for it, and people who have been talking to him at Santa Anita says this race, he thinks, hits him right between the eyes.
Well, the key to National Treasure, you watch his races, and when he can make the lead, he is very, very tough to pass. When he doesn't make the lead, he's vulnerable, and he'll be favored off that nose loss to Cody's Wish in the Breeders' Cup Mile. But the key here is going to be the break and what happens going into that first turn. They go in there quick at Gulfstream Park, and you have Hoist the Gold coming off a wire-to-wire win in the Cigar Mile drawn inside him. And Skippy Longstocking on the far outside was going head-and-head with National Treasure in the Breeders' Cup Mile. If either one of those horses gets in front, then all of a sudden this is a different race. So the whole key is the start of this race. And I tell you what, National Treasure's been training great at Santa Anita. Yeah. I think Flavien Prat knows what he has to do here. So don't be surprised to see Prat on his belly when the gates open. I don't think he cares how fast he has to go, but he's got to make the lead.
And, the way the configuration is at Gulfstream Park, I believe that main track is 1 mile and 1/8 in the circumference, 1 mile and 1/16, something like that, right?
Exactly, 1 mile and 1/8 circumference.
And when you break from the post 12, you're going to get into that first turn in a hurry. Very few horses have broken from post 12 at that particular distance on that particular surface and managed to win a race. So I got to think that Tyler Gaffalione is going to, at no cost, try to go for the lead and at least try to come over and save some ground as he goes into the first turn. That might affect National Treasure.
I agree. I think the post dictates what Gaffalione has to do. He has to come out right and just to clear some of that traffic to his inside and try and save some ground in that turn. And he's going to force the hand of those horses that want to be up front inside of him.
John, I have served on jury duty in my lifetime 5 different times, and I know what a privilege it is to serve our community, but at the same time, it's time consuming. I understand that you got flagged for jury duty, so you might not be with us next week, right?
Yeah, I've got a report next Wednesday, Ralph, so we'll see if I get selected or not. So I'll let you know as we go along, but I won't be on next Wednesday's show. And, if I don't get selected, we'll be back to normal on Thursday.
Well, 90% of the people that go don't get selected, so maybe you'll luck out in that way. But do your public service, that's for sure. And if obviously, if you do serve, we'll be you'll be sending us at least a selection for the listeners, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'll still be publishing and everything else. It's just, the timing wise, it doesn't do us any good for the show.
Yes, I understand that. We understand that. But you're here with us today, and you have a Linda report for Gulfstream Park today, available right now at the South Point Racebook here, with selections in each race, a suggested late pick 4, and of course, all of the goodie information at the bottom. We've got about a minute and a half left. If you can rip through the jockey trainer standings, let's do it.
Well, Irad Ortiz, your leading jockey, 56 wins at Gulfstream. Paco Lopez right behind. He's got 47. And then Jose Ortiz is third with 34. As far as the trainers go, Safi Joseph Jr., 27 winners. Todd Pletcher with 15. And Mark Cassie with 13. And like you mentioned, Chad Brown still 0 for the meet, 0 for 26 going in today.
Yeah, he's got to get off that schneid on Saturday, no doubt about that. How about the favorites?
Favorites are still holding at 40% for the meet.
Oof, man. All right, don't forget, folks, the Eclipse Awards are tonight on FanDuel TV and streaming on many of the different websites, that's for sure. It also comes from Florida today. And so with your sheet out here in the book right now at the South Point, John, give us a horse.
8th race, Gulfstream Park. Little Minsky missed the break in her debut, got caught wide, but ran very well. I like the fact she's actually facing winners today as a maiden, but she's in here because it's a starter allowance where she can't get claimed. They're protecting her. That's a positive sign. I think with a clean break, she'll show more tactical speed. There's value here, 8-1 on the program. Number 3, Little Minsky, race number 8, Gulfstream Park.
All right, off the Linda report, available only in one place here in Las Vegas at the South Point Racebook, free of charge exclusively for you. John Lendo's pick on the show in the 8th race, number 3, Little Minsky, the 3 in the 8th race at Gulfstream. Want to remind everybody, Eclipse Awards tonight, as we say. The programming coverage starts at 3:30. The actual ceremony starts at 5 p.m., all Pacific time. And don't forget, Dave Valento's offer for the pick 5 at Turfway with an exceeding carryover of $120,000. Available to you, the race day listeners only, free of charge. Go to his website, trackphantom.com, and put in the promo code when you get to the page where you have to, they ask for your payment. Put the promo code 449 and you'll get it for nothing. In the meantime, one thing left to say, and John's going to say it today.
Have a great race day, everybody.